Alright, hello there YouTube, this is Mr. Pokemon 907 and welcome to my 100cc playthrough of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe slash Mario Kart 8.5, or in other words Mario Kart 8.5. Yeah? Alright. So going on ahead, Grand Prix here, 100cc. And in the previous episode, alright, let's see, you're gonna see some slight jolting on the screen. I'm just tweaking something, adding some brightness to my screen that I could see. Alright, that's definitely fine. Alright, so in the previous episode, I went on ahead. I'm not using this, Kart setup. I'm just dashing on a set ahead here. So in the previous episode, I did the Propeller Cup, and that was the end of Wave 2. So that was, let's see here, 16. So this is episode 17 here. I'm moving on to the Rock Cup. So let's see, just to be quick again. Alright, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go random. I'm going random. I just like picking out, sometimes I like picking out characters for the cup, like maybe based on a track or something of the sort. I'm feeling Kamek this time around, yeah. What is a Kamek style? Let me see. Something that suits Kamek. That is very Kamek-y. Believe it or not, right? This was so suit Kamek to me. Kamek is like an uncle sort of guy. Alright. I'm seeing nothing else. Nothing else that would suit a Kamek, to be honest, like literally. See how these stats. Oh, my goodness. Alright, it works. It actually works. So the Azure Rollers, and yeah, the Waddle Wing looks nice. Get more acceleration here at 50, but it cuts the speed. I'm all about speed here. So let's go, yeah, the Plane Glider. Ah, the gold, the freaking gold. Yeah, the gold glider. Alright, so let's go on Rock Cup. So this is the first cup of Wave 3 of the Booster Course DLC. So London Loop from Mario Kart Tour on Android and iOS / Mario Kart 9. Alright. The way that Kamek laughs at them is like, you just think the character is exclaiming for fun, but no, that's a legit laugh at them. Kamek is something else. A really fun character, to be honest. Got no coins yet. Okay, change up. Yeah, get that purple boost. What sort of timing is that, man? Dropping that there. Got another. Sweet. Alright. These roads, so many straight roads, like, I literally had so much time there before I could have even gotten off a safe drift. Alright. That's another chain chomp. Alright, getting some corners here. Alright, only got one item. Hopefully it's, yeah, this is fine. As just when I said that, boom, takes it away. These are some well-made tracks, though. Ah, gosh. At least I passed the finish line before it was struck by that freaking spiny then a lightning. The game is just easing over here my coins, trying to make sure that I have none of them. Jeez, this is annoying. Alright. Alright, so let me pause. I should be doing this like I'm gonna pause the recording quickly. I should have done this ever since. I'm just gonna give this screen a little quick clean, so hold on a second. Alright, so I've had a bit of dust on there. I don't know what else that could have been potentially attracting the freaking flies. So just snatching every item I got. Dang annoying. Oh gosh, the first thing that happened to me. But, you know, I was always saying like Raven is freaking trap. That's more than possible. Trap is not obvious at all. I'm a little disoriented, I guess, from, you know, all the back-to-back episodes that I've been doing yesterday. It's like hours into the morning now. I think it's like after 2. It's either after 2 or a few minutes to 2 o'clock at the moment that I'm recording this. So that is some... you call it fatigue? That is some freaking fatigue right there. In fact, really and truly, it's just that I was looking at the camera. My bad. I was actually playing from the camera. So the scaling and stuff, like your ability to scope distance and stuff like that, is really terrible when, you know, you're watching from the camera instead of the actual screen. Yeah, so I kind of messed this up there a bit. That is the first track. Now moving on to... yeah. Now moving on to track number 2. I think this needs focusing though. It does need focusing. I think that's way better. It was a bit too dark, to be honest, but this should be good here now. Yeah, excellent, excellent. Alright. The reason I picked this shoe or whatever, like, Kamek is like, he comes across as like some annoying uncle. You know, the old evil uncle who no one likes. Turns out to be a wizard or some shit. Like co-living in Grandpa's basement or some shit. Or attic. Yeah. So just a pair of kicks. He's driving in a freaking lost pair of kicks. I know piers too, but you know, like the lost shoe from the pier. It so works out. It so adds up. Dang hilarious. Alright, get that corner. Ah, jeez, the freaking lightning. Oh, we still made it. I could have sworn that would have ended up like a short, what I call a short ravine. Like if you don't have enough speed, you just drop straight into the water. But we're still fine. Still pushing it. Let's see. Alright, get a somersault. Hold this for dear life. Oh god. Oh, got it. Got him. And that. Yeah, full boost. Level 3. Drift boost. And there we go. Quite easy, ain't it? No, I just make it to seem that way, but it is definitely not that easy. I'll try this at home, kicks. Yep, I said kicks. Alright, so that was race number 2. Now moving on to race number 3 of this cup. So odd though, how I could be so misaligned and not notice it until now. I guess because of the unique brightness settings that I have I could see the edges of the screen like way better. Alright, missed those first coins, not deliberately. Game felt for me. After I said coin, huh? I got a coin. Did that just work? Alright. Shell. Okay. I guess it doesn't work that way. But it couldn't hurt to try, couldn't it? So I'm gonna drop this right here. Dropping that right there, and then this. Okay, get that stunt off. Gonna drop that right there, you know, take a risk. And yep. See if I can glide as far over the. You actually flip the freaking banner. That's awesome. That's freaking awesome. Oh yeah, now that I remember, I've seen a lot of videos back in the past, like when the Mario Kart 8 on Wii U was still new, you know, like years back. People had so many videos uploaded online of them like gliding into the actual track banners, the banners above the, you know, bong, hitting onto the steel, the steel Mario Kart signs and stuff like that. Good times, man. Yeah, sure not to slip on my own item. That'd be ridiculous, wouldn't it? Set an item and just come back around the next lap. Just as I said that, huh? So I really set my items really well, don't I? I didn't think this would happen, but it seems like it did. Yeah, even this trap needed locking onto a new focus. So I've got some traps here that, oh my god, I just threw a banana in front of myself. Right, let's focus for a bit. Let me just focus for a bit here. So the brightness on this track is very different compared to the track before, and my camera kind of lost it there because I was saying it's still extra bright, and that's not the look that I'm going for. I want it to balance out all the colors and be as naturally lit as possible. No unnatural lighting, as little of the unnatural lighting as possible. Yeah, this looks way better. This is how the game should look, to be honest. Alright, this way. Too many freaking falling rocks. Dropping that there, because this is the last lap. You're already home free. There we go. Alright, so that was race number 3. Now going on to race number 4. Final race for this cup. Finally. Dang, this is like way off though. It is crazy how off this is. This is like odd even. I do not understand how. Alright, there we go. Alright, brightness seems okay. Alright. Awesome. Dang, these red shells. Jesus, the mushroom wasn't even activating. Oh, dang, the triple bananas gotta keep away from him. Got it. See if we get one. Nope. Alright, so drift and boost. Yep, there we go. Get some item. Oh god. I was working on reflex instead of being patient there. I was, you know, I saw something red and I just pressed the item button. It was a freaking super horn. That's bad because, you know, I could potentially protect myself from a freaking blue shell with that. and I just wasted it. So yeah, you've got to be really patient in this game. I guess not, because still being struck with red shells left, right, and center. So you've just got to drive well and hope for the best. These games are crazy. Alright, double even bots for sure. A freaking bomb. Alright, we'll hold this. And hope that I'm not on a turn. Then if the red shell shows up, it's going to be way easier to, you know, just toss this into the oncoming shell if it's a straight road, nothing else. Alright, get that boost. I'm gonna toss this back. Try my luck for, try my luck, and it didn't pay off. I was gonna see if I got a shell instead. That would have been way better for me. Missed that. Alright, let me see if we can drift. I can, you know, drive properly for once with this dang shoe. These dang kicks. Or this dang kick. Alright, nothing. Yeah, there we go, but it caused me to miss my dang double box. I should have thought of that. Alright. At least the wigglers walk around more, like, you know, more prone across the stage now. Instead of being like utter blockades like they were in Mario Kart for Nintendo Wii. Alright. So I'm gonna drop this right here. Use this quickly. Only got one item. But it's a shell. Nice. Shells always dang appreciated in first place. Toss back both of those. Alright. So that's it. That's it for this Rock Cup. Onto the results screen. That was kind of fast, I'd say, because, you know, I did take a while before, you know, even starting the Grand Prix. Grand Prix. The propeller's nice. That was my best track. Interesting. And I then just choose allowing it to, you know, play ahead without issue. Yeah, instead of, you know, like just rushing ahead and skipping everything. You see that fish? That fish bone, that freaky looking like dry bones fish. You call it fish bone apparently. That's a freaking driver in Mario Kart World. Even the fish bone or is a character driver in Mario Kart World, and that is insane. Like, yeah. Alright. Okay, so that is it for this episode. The very next episode, let's see, is we're going ahead and preview this thing. Alright, the very next episode is going to be the Moon Cup. Yeah, so Moon Cup, that is going to be to effectively end it off here for the Wave 3 section of this Booster Course DLC when I complete Moon Cup next episode. But, you know, end of Rock Cup, that's it for this episode. Remember to leave a like, click on that like button if you do, please. Leave a comment as well, and that button that reads subscribe, if you've never clicked on it as yet, is still going to say that. That is a follow button. There's no payment necessary here. I know there are a lot of services online that, you know, use the word subscribe for, you know, definition of their payment service, but YouTube needs to work on that for sure. YouTube needs to work on that. Yeah, so then you'd be able to follow, stay tuned in my videos. I have a lot of discussion posts, upcoming videos I want to create, but I've got to get a proper video editing software that I'm comfortable with, to be honest, and it could take a bit of time, but I'm soon there. I've got some discussions I want to make about Baby Bowser, and, you know, they've been showcasing Bowser Jr. a lot in the Super Mario Galaxy trailers, the movie that's upcoming, and I think I know why. They remade every single Mario and Luigi there's a Mario and Luigi series in the Mario games, you know, like Mario and Luigi go on like adventures, and you get like special combos and stuff. I would really call those the official RPG bro games, because you touch an enemy and the battle starts, and there's like a turn-based mechanism. It's a lot like Paper Mario as well, but you know, a lot more dynamic and stuff. It's really cool. But there's a one particular one they did not remake, that is like Mario and Luigi went back in time and they met their baby selves and stuff like that. And I'm quite sure when they went back to the future, baby Bowser hitched a ride on their ship somehow and found a way back to the future with them, you know, trying to thwart time loops. So then he saw his older self, and he says he's his son, yada 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 yada. You know, they're both tricking each other, because then Big Bowser is telling this so-called Bowser Jr. and is really just his younger self from a different timeline. That's why he knows nothing about it, right? That Peach is his mom. They're both trying to fool each other because they're Bowser, right? But I'm quite sure that's what's going on there, and I'm going to discuss that heavily in a freaking post as well. You know, I shouldn't really say it here, because you can watch and easily just go and post about it somewhere else and claim that you know, you thought about this yourself. But there's a lot of details that I'm quite sure nobody else could mimic until I get through to that video. I'm quite sure. Alright, I'm going to make some discussion videos and stuff. I've got a lot of things planned. So, yeah. Until next episode then, this has been Mr. Pokemon 907. Remember, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, wherever and whenever you're watching. Until next episode.